Jogamo wants to get some revenge here today. Toronto, are you ready to kick off the playoffs?
PRX starts on the defender's side for the entirety of this matchup. And they're grouping up towards mid. This is something G2 likes to do a lot on their pistols, is put mid pressure down. Doesn't matter what map it is.
Push out, Trent. Lucky to escape with his life. Could be a tiny little tick of damage taken there.
Time to jump.
In the meantime, A site. Doors open. G2 making themselves feel comfortable.
Yeah, gave away so much information there with just Trent's little peek. But now, PRX, I like this, trying to come from the top of heaven and flood in.
Only flanks to come through here for PRX. HL's not going to be able to find too much damage. Just going to barrel their way down through elbow. Something in behind one is leaving them to get out. But Malin Jogamo responding in kind. Patman feeling one back to high, flushed out. Now it's all down to Patman. Top of the spike, the swing. And Trent is good for the headshot. G2 claim the opening pistol.
Yeah, I mean, just everybody trying to flood through that elbow, but that toxic screen has a great placement there to kind of keep the positions hidden just a little bit extra longer for G2. It can really line up and do some damage there. Some great work around the corner. Jogamo holding the line behind the screen. And then they've got two players still over at main to lock that down. And that's going to be something PRX struggled with a bit. You know, just thinking back to their match against Liquid here today, the retakes were a little bit off sometimes. You know, a team that likes to flood, a team that likes to go in that death ball, and good teams will cut that apart.
All right, now G2's avoiding it. Seeing pretty much everybody aside from Divide, situated outside of A.
Well, this has been a lot of the eco rounds for PRX on this map. Want to just grab the orb for sure.
Even if they do get the overwhelm and push forward to find the leaf, would just be a ghost recovered. Would be the most impactful of weaponry, which has now been taken away from them as the Sheriff's going to be left on the floor. As Divide does get picked off.
That's a nice find. Let's see what PRX wants to do. They're going to really make a go for this. Sometimes they will, but most teams will just die to the spike here, or at least try to. The real danger player is Leaf. Let's see if PRX is going to be ready for that. A tremendous lurker. Never know when he's going to show up. A little bit of delay with the util.
Yeah, just further cycling them back. Leaf, we'll see if he's going to be able to find another one. He's going to catch the timing, so Forsaken does get taken down. He himself can go ahead and upgrade this Sheriff now. Trying to play for a couple more ult charges as he swoops around the back here of Ali. Peek coming in. Patman does manage to find it. Brings up that kill. Pushes to the corner, finds Jinx stunned up. Patman gets another nice shot. 4 overall clean kills here for the fate of PRX, but G2 otherwise will give themselves a fairly clean anti-eco as they start 2-0.
Yeah, pretty stock standard stuff for G2 so far. Just finding the openings, and if they see any space on the map, they're going to immediately take it. They're a hungry team.
Omen killed.
Patman doing his best there on the back line. Overall, G2 able to keep a couple of those Guardians and Bulldogs in, a little bit of a buy-up as well, but let's see what Valen wants to do, if he's going to go for anything. Stinger, I was going to say, I should know better.
Leave the Dream Seer to me.
Least shocking purchase. As
I'll find
Trent sending out the haunt here to see if he gets any kind of reveal. Is escort forward towards ramp. Not taking any chance of just getting caught by some stray sprays. Not even just TPing back across and through main. Seems like after this minor exploration, G2 going to look to change it up a bit.
Yeah, already a little bit too much contact for their liking. And that's a team that this is a team that is very diligent about those kind of things. They are so smart about identifying who is where and understanding, you know, what kind of opponent, you know, setup they're going to be dealing with, and then looking to find the weaker side. And they seemingly have done so again, but PRX starting to get a little bit wise to this.
Well, eating the bullet there. Forsaken otherwise not able to find too much damage. Does get a glimpse, but able to bounce out into garage. And Leaf, okay, does end up getting taken down. Jogamo finds the spot here on the body, who's going to be overwhelmed. Talon arrives from above. Forsaken with one more kill. Now traded out, but Patman still putting up the heroics, looking to do some more. Slim the bleeding as much as humanly possible as to shock. Right of the rope, push over the top. Valen does end up falling to the wayside. A dink across, but overwhelmed here is Jonah P. PRX will get themselves a win here in the anti-bonus, but they lose out on 3 players.
Yeah, I mean, I think little bit of lack of mid control this time cost PRX. Not able to figure out how big the push is going to be from G2. I mean, Forsaken, okay, able to win that battle. Gets a second, but Divide gets trapped in a really awkward position where he just doesn't have any outs. They've got the crossfire from up on the rafters and through the box. And then the rest of the team is able to show up just in time. Forsaken going to be on his feet a lot if PRX is doing well. He's been their hype man this event for sure.
Absolutely. Looking to get him a bit entrenched here in Garage. One way now on the setup.
That should give it away.
Oh, he's going to push up into this, get up on top of the box, and Valen, I'm not sure if he's going to read this. Normal Jonah P is Forsaken! Hits the transfer on the two. Jogamo there eats a bit of damage, but is able to go ahead and spare them any further catastrophe.
When Forsaken's done that before, it's been a hold around the corner or in the cubby that Jogamo is looking at. This is the first time we've seen him use that smoke to jump up on top of the box. That is a great changeup from PRX, and it costs G2 dearly.
Player advantage for now going to be there in the hands of PRX. Divide playing closer to Vale's going to be spotted. Jinky in the line share damage, but on the re-swing, finds Leaf, and now it's all down to Jogamo. Divide, Johnny on the spot, hounds him down, and that is PRX tying things up 2-2.
Now, one of the ways you can disrupt G2 is if you can find the timings when they're thinking about doing their executes, when they're thinking about trying to use some of that util. Forsaken there works his magic. That is absolutely brilliant stuff from him. Divide there, full flash, no problem. Knew right where Jogamo was. And that's a really solid round for PRX.
This is one to be scared of if you are PRX. It's just about full stingers in the hands of G2.
It's just as fearsome as when they have rifles almost.
Something with the Outlaw. Quickly forced off the angle, forced back over in towards the spawn. And Valen is just TPing forward, taking so much space here. He's already into heaven. And he's going to catch them off guard. Runs out of bullets, drops the classic, still gets some damage in. And Patman cannot find more in ramp. This is exactly what I was just talking about. G2 immediately in with a two-player advantage.
Incredible on Ecos.
Dimensional drift going forward. Forsaken nearly caught on time as the Prowler caught on the wall. Lose Leaf's position. Strong goes for the exit.
Player
It's the
standing.
spray and pray, and Forsaken left to his own devices. 1v4 at 46 HP. G2 upping the pace, disrespecting the setups. Take it away, this round win. Back in the lead.
And this is one of the hallmarks of championship caliber teams, is that they can win ecos at a pretty high clip. And that's going to be something G2 does very early in this match. Round 5, double headshots there for Trent. Absolutely nasty stuff. Like you said, Valen way ahead of where PRX could expect him to be. That's been something that's been hurting PRX in this event, is they're not quite always aware of negative space, not always quite aware of the possible positions of their opponents. I mean, how many times have we seen them get killed with knives out in their hands? Definitely something they need to shore up. This is a G2 team that is going to try to make you guess where they're going to be coming from. It's going to be a lot on this guy right here, Leaf. He is fearsome, but there's a three-man stack here for PRX.
Really want to try to get him out of here. Tucks back, drops down. Paranoia going to be sent, but only eats a tiny tick of damage there to the back of the leg. The trap play doesn't come to fruition. Patman now going to be slowly creeping his way through the spawn to try to set up a flank here, but this B site very much open for the taking for G2. Push on the corner though, Forsaken. Reading the plant spot. Finds a headshot on the Trent, delays a little bit further.
Gives you the man advantage too.
Spike planted.
1-1, drop, checked, but there's the timing. Jogamo swinging when it's the worst possible moment there for something. Patman needs this flank to be big, but it is being watched, and it's just gonna be taken down off the rip. Player advantage now here for the side of G2. The push into the smoke. Forsaken able to find one. Jogamo does get eliminated. TP forward, the swing out from Divine. Arriving on the Raptors and finding Jonah P. Finding them all. Divine gets the 3K. PRX gets to the fuse, and we stay tied up at 3-3.
Forsaken's creativity on the Omen is something else right now. The way he uses this smoke to set himself up to initially delay the plant, give themselves that man advantage, and then he's gonna TP forward after finding a kill in the smoke, trying to come out of alley, and that sets up Divide for the nice bait and switch. And then Divide from the Raptors drops the elbow down on top of G2. Got some ults to work with though now. You've got a Nightfall. You've got a Pit there for G2. You're one away from a Rolling Thunder. Close to some big ones. Jing one away from a Showstopper. Something one away from a Dimensional Drift. So a lot to work with here for both squads in terms of the ult economy.
You might just be looking to up the pace here once again. Some pressure here on the lead.
Face your fear!
Is able to go ahead and stay back. Nightfall avoided by something. We'll be hearing the lion's share of these players as the Prowler scouts his position. Knows that the Aura's Gate Crash in the back side of the Devi is going to be taken down as Valen. With that stinger, just comes away with it. Attempted a pre-fire, but bullets whizzing past the enemy Omen. Valen stays alive. Answering. Nightfall now going to be sent. Point blank on the rocket, doesn't find value. Jogamo quickly trades it out. Player advantage maintained, but now expounded upon here for PRX. A 2v2 is Pepper swings the corner, Forsaken. Comes around the box, and that is going to be PRX. Once again, scraping by with a retake as things get chaotic and regaining the lead by 1.
Well, their mechanics are looking really strong right now for PRX. They're flooding together. It didn't work early, but now it's starting to really come together for them. A few kind of off-kilter moments early, and it maybe looks like G2 is going to be able to hold it down. Forsaken, Patman coming together nicely there. Nice swing early from something. Gets doubled up on, but that's okay. That opened up the space for the rest of his team to start controlling the front of the site. Really nicely done. G2, you know, G2's trying to play ahead of the Rocket, but I think you can give Jing a bit of a pass as long as he kind of steps it up a little bit, because he's been their best player so far in this event. So for sure, not the end of the world. But the bigger thing here for PRX is they came out ahead in that ult economy, and now they can use this Viper's Pit to completely make mid unassailable and stack up over on one side.
Patman just through the wall, able to find Jogamo. Realistically from G2, how do you try to pivot from here? What does the play look like when you don't have that Yoru to try to cause disruption and chaos on the entry? Valen's shown that he's more than willing to go double TPing forward, but without those added layers, those flashes in behind, it can be a lot more difficult. It seems like they're going to land on trying to push up into this smoke and overwhelm.
You remember the corner he was tucked in last time.
He's able to avoid it, the push forward, spots out one. Trent does quickly trade it back, drops the pit here in mid.
That's bought a ton of open space on the map. Just going to be Forsaken, potentially over on the A side. Patman may be thinking about sliding back over into a 2-2 here for PRX. Haunt to check, doesn't get any contact. G2 still a bit away.
Cycles the smoke out here onto the main entry.
30 seconds left.
Trent at the ready, util in hand, trying to send his Paranoia's gonna go flying. A little bit of damage gonna be dealt here by Forsaken, sends out the Paranoia, connects on the leap, comes up with the kill. He is gonna be stuck in position. Valen will be able to hound him down, but now he is all alone with 5 HP in a dream. Tuck around the corner. The nade going to be sent. Sign seal delivered. Jing will go ahead and get himself on the board. As PRX this time able to avoid the sting around.
Yeah, they read this round really, really nicely. I like using the Viper's Pit right away. That's a part of the map that has given them problems on some of the rounds they've seeded. Here, Patman.
Nice.
Oh my God. This makes a good read. G2 doing a little bit of homework though. The last time that PRX was on this defender side against Team Liquid, that's the corner that Devi was tucked up in when he sent that pit. So they knew where he was going to be at, use that fault line, able to at least trade it out. But everything looking solid. Operator.
Now in play.
Poison's off.
That's where the rounds start to get scary for G2. Something can line value.
Oh, line swing out here from Devi. Jogamo tagged up. Something on the opposite side. Able to go ahead and flush out that enemy Viper. Removes the lurk. Brings it into a 4v4.
As soon as he kills Leaf, something's over to the other side of the map. Reads this beautifully.
Crash out to safety, but can he get on the line in time? That smoke should buy a bit of space, and oh boy, Forsaken. He's got the judge, but they're able to go ahead and take him down. The clone leading the way. Jogamo instantaneous with a headshot. Gets rid of the operator. Gets rid of Jing. As he is still absolutely frying. Patman swinging around the back. Jonah P perfectly ready for it, but seemed like he had to read, but able to have the shots. Up now, scooped up here for Jogamo.
Fake teleport.
As Patman will reroute up in towards B Heaven. Trent gonna be the first line that he has to try to cross. Stuck on the angle. There, with the lineup. G2 answering one back, breaking the win streak from PRX, keeping things close.
Yeah, this time PRX tries to go for some early aggression to deny the plant. The judge up front gets denied by the clone. This is a jog round.
Enemy remaining.
His Yoru on the biggest of stages is one of the best. He is so tricky to deal with, so smart with the way he uses his util. Frustration there from something. Feels like he probably should have had that. It was a good read on PRX's part in some ways, but they just weren't quite coordinated enough that time. Now we got a big 5-man stack for G2. Over on the A side, Jogamo gonna go on a dimensional drift.
Second one of the half.
Jing's in trouble.
Leading forward, and he's gonna be able to spot quite a many few players here. Said Jing in a rough position, is pushed out of this one, and Jogamo somehow comes away with the kill. Something taken down. Jing does get flushed out, not before he's able to find one. But he should have been dead to rights. Pit now invested here on the site. Divine Forsaken swooping around from A main versus 4. And how have we gotten here? The spray just a hair off from being able to find Jonah P. Quick check in from Devi. Couple tags, but kill not found. Trent lingering forward. Forsaken trying to get creative with it up and over the top of the screen, but eventually does get found. Jogamo's got the shorty at the ready. Looks like Devi's gonna want to try to exit, but he will not be allowed to. G2 take everything from them, and they tie us up at 5-5.
Yeah, I mean, again, such great stuff there. Off the dimensional drift, getting so much information.
And then getting the kill on the exit.
Yeah, just absolutely brilliant stuff. I mean, Jog there with the shorty too. He's doing everything in this round for G2. You give Valen that much information, and he is going to rip you apart. You have the pit for the post plant. Tremendous.
Yo, what are you?
Oh boy.
Still having some fun.
Certainly are.
Where are you?
In a spot where this could end up being a 6-6 half. Launch over the top, Valen. The rest of the team immediately taking a ton of space here at ramp, firmly in their control. 4 players. Position though for the side of PRX. With Devi joining. Things are about to get potentially a bit weird. Is okay, Forsaken able to find one with a Sheriff. Something comes away with a kill as well.
Down A.
We find ourselves in a 3v3. As the Nightfall moves up, but this is damn near everyone. Devi a hair off, being able to have the angle. Something spots everyone on the exit. Doesn't have the time to double back to go for a weapon, just trying to intercept.
Just all about timing here for something. You can see Jonah P aware of it.
Being watched by 2. Jonah P swings back of the pillar. Patman now arriving.
Spike planted.
2v3 with just the one rifle between them. Head's gonna be spotted. Patman
standing.
gets his taken off. Something will collect the weapon. He certainly has his work cut out for him. The silent drop. 2 flashes available to try to utilize. A double stack at backside. On the peak, nothing noted there. Sends the flash, and Jonah P able to turn it, able to find the kill. Team Ace and G2 securing 6.
Yeah, even though the beginning part of this round looks like it's going to be pretty dangerous for G2. We've got the full 5-man stack for PRX. The Nightfall just misses. Devi not able to catch a player on the exit with his Sheriff. G2 looking really good. I love the way that Jonah P is just firmly in control of the flanks. He is perpetually watching what is going on the backside for G2, especially if Leaf's not in position on those lurks. He has really done a good job. Even if he doesn't necessarily win the battles, it's still about having that info and having that awareness. Forsaken actually doesn't TP forward, TP back this time. So a little bit of trickery, trying to confuse G2 about how he's going to play this garage spot.
See Valen looking for it, wary of it.
Yeah, that same smoke cost him dearly. So he's going to be very, very aware of it this time. Looking, see if he jumped up on the box. A little bit of spam in mid. That's going to maybe shift somebody over. No, okay, PRX opts for a different angle.
And something is not on the correct one if the swing comes through. Okay, does send out a shot. Looks like they noted each other. Quick check in towards Vent here from Jogamo on the silent drop. Patman watching and waiting. He's going to ride that right side rope up though. Continuing steadily push for a little moment there. Quick peek.
Should be a flash.
And might just feel the back away, but it's just gonna be the clone. So it does get information. They know that it's being watched. 2 players set up here. Inside of B heaven. Divide. Jing. We're gonna try to hold this line. Jing able to find one. Blast packs across the way. Gets out towards safety. Paint shells to try to buy some space and some time. If he finds another kill, would be a showstopper online for him, but he's not gonna be able to get it. Leaf strikes him down. Patman now having to do everything. They cannot make it happen. 7-5. G2 are out in front of the half.
A little bit of a run there early for PRX, but G2 punching right back with 4 in a row of their own. Really found their groove there as that half wore on.
But already some incredible scenes, some great back and forth between the 2 teams. G2 out in the lead, but it's a narrow one. We'll see what happens when we come back after halftime.
Right back in the game. Be a nice start to a side of the map that you feel like they should be pretty strong on, but G2's defense always something to be feared. So good at making the right decisions at the right time. Early util dump, but a fault line going to back up the main forces of PRX, but this is just a fact-finding mission, it seems like. No spike in the vicinity, so this is just them trying to set up for a pick. But G2, wise to the game, playing pretty far back, want to give PRX a little bit of false comfort. But you've already seen some of the initiator util, and if you go towards this A side, I mean, you've got the flashes, you've got the fades, you've got the breach util, the stuns, everything. So this is going to be tricky.
Bit of damage suffered there on the Patman. Spike still going to be set in mid. Jonah P just going to be backpedaling. And it looks like the pivot will be coming through here from PRX as they try to storm their way across into the B side, but there are still about to be 3 players here to try to greet them. Divide still over in garage. Leaf spotting out one. Hits the headshot into a second. Forsaken will fall. Trent seems to try to bring this one to an end. Might have been a fight back, but Divine out all alone. The spike on the rafters. Jogamo about to fill that space there in heaven. Has the Sheriff, but it's going to be Jonah P with the Ghost. Was able to take him down. 2 for 2 on the pistols here on split. G2 continuing on.
A lot of players here dropping down into the open arms of G2. There wasn't much util. It was kind of bothering them. See Leaf here on the initial one, gets 2. The second onto Forsaken is ridiculous. He had taken 30, down to 34 health.
Quit your tiptoeing.
Jonah P there at the end holding the line, but they were just kind of playing back the whole time as G2, just trying to mirror the movements of PRX. And they put themselves in a phenomenal position to take away PRX's map pick. Little cheeky combo there off the rip, but mostly just to take control of the orb. And they will grab it. Devi, Sheriff in mid, looking for an opportunity, but Jonah P not going to give it to him. Valen, Paranoia at the ready.
He's ready to send it. Don't worry, we got you guys here with us. We'll get the game audio back. It's all good. Valen still comes away with 3. He just knows how to make that stinger sing. Push out of the smoke. Second has him dead to rights as Devi able to try to make this a little bit more costly. Tag to 77. Jiggle Peak not going to be spotting much, but here's the Prowler coming his way. You've still got Leaf around the corner with a Judge. Sees not to connect. Devi considering the flank here for a moment. Jogamo just gets closer and closer to striking.
Just the tremendous patience being shown here by G2. They can wait all day. Spike's down, they know it.
30 more seconds. Noise now made.
30
Jogamo
seconds left.
off the audio cue. Starts closing the gap, getting ever closer here, but it's likely going to be Leaf able to take this one down, and he's Xiao. Some damage dealt, 2 players dead, but G2 close out the anti-eco. Now up 9-5.
All right, this is a very big round for PRX. Do or die, it feels like at this point in the map. Oh, that last little transfer from Valen. Absolutely filthy. Does a ton of damage there. And they just don't ever really clear out the back of sight. Alex is not thrilled with what he sees, but...
To assume, I mean, not seeing a timeout quite just yet. First half was close. Probably wants to see how this bonus goes.
I mean, I think
bonus, rather.
you're fine with 5 on defense for PRX. I think that's why he didn't pull the timeout.
Charges.
If this one doesn't go their way, 100%, there should be a timeout. But once again, a mid-stack, a little bit of a pullback for G2. They're giving up some of this A main space, opting to try to maybe corral PRX at Heaven. One of the problems for PRX is they didn't control A Heaven at all, and it seems like they're not going to again. They're just going to flood the site.
Now, decent spot of control here for PRX. 5v5 retake, getting ready to kick off. This little peek in towards ramp here. Very much stacked. 3 players from PRX sitting out through main. Swing out into the open. Patman eating an immense amount of damage. Literally 1 HP remaining on him as something gets taken down by Trent. Patman going to be trying to do his damage. Flash connects. Jing swing on the corner. He's able to collect 2. He gets the 3rd as well. Must just be an attack-sided raise, but Jing comes alive when they need him the most. And tries to mitigate the losses. Still 2 players lost from PRX, but they deny the bonus conversion.
Yeah, PRX able to hang on despite some trickery here from G2. They make it look like they're going to push down ramp. They send a lot of their forces that way, and then double back up towards A Heaven and come from screens in Heaven, and it does actually probably give them a few extra kills there. PRX not quite ready, but ready enough is Jing on the back of sight. Phenomenal there with the Phantom. Bulldog, though, for Patman.
That's cannon for Devi.
Oh boy, yeah.
Just a Phantom.
A judge for Leaf. A little bit scary, but I'm going to try to rely on Jing. Just win some individual duels. A lot more players stacked up this time for G2 to try to deny access. Jonah P with that breach U tilt can be really annoying. Could send some flashes on the jog.
Devi under some pressure, backing away to avoid it as swinging in. Full flash from the clone. Jonah P just holding down M1, spamming through the smoke and screens, trying to see what he can find. And something's going to be taken down. Jogamo finds him right there, point blank, up close and personal. Similar to Devi, will get taken down. Patman trades it back on a 1. Comes to the corner, the swing out. Jing able to find the first, but Leap now striking with the judge.
Face your fear!
It's just Patman and Forsaken all alone now. Just Patman with everything to do. Swing on the corner, finds the first. The Hawk going to be sent. Re-swings, clears out Leap. Prowler at the ready. Trent in front, and Patman is him! His first global stage in his rookie season. And he pulls off a Red Bull clutch to close the gap down to 2 rounds separating.
What a fight for PRX Patman has been. He is so impactful. A lot of times it's with his util, but now he clutches it out on the fade. He's got a lot of PRX on their feet. And that could be one of those tide turners. He's got 18 kills on the map. Patman is flying.
Hobby leader. Again, into a bit of a half purchase here for G2. Never a freebie when playing against this squad.
No, this is so dangerous.
For the Bucky, a sheriff for Trent. Stinger in hand for Valen, about to make contact against all of these players here in Garage. Fowler, however, does manage to scout him out. Bo needs the bullets, he backs away, Boombot gonna get cleared. Somehow, pretty much no one ends up taking too much damage, just a minor little bit there onto Patman. And with the orb grab, Jing now does have a showstopper online.
They're gonna commit to this.
Taking the gate crash, trying to get some detail out. Jing finds Jonah P. Sees the wheel there. Top of the rafters. Spray and prays. Finds one. Nade gonna go out. Trent already dead. That leaves just Jogamo here with the classic. Dead in something's hand. Flawless round. PRX bring it within touching distance. Just 1 round separating the 2.
This is monstrous for PRX. They're able to fight through a G2 that is pretty well prepared for this hit to come. And you don't use the showstopper either. You're able to get through this round extremely clean. Jing now starting to heat up on those entries. Need those first kills to go his way. A little bit of whiffiness here and there, but hey, believe. Yeah, absolutely. And then on the other side, the yin and yang of PRX.
Well, looking like a pacey hit here with the ult that they have, or at least it's going to be for something as he tries to escort things forward. Goes for the exit over at screens and is able to find Trent. Stopper not finding too much of anything there as Jonah P will get flushed out.
Spike down A.
3v2. The advantage and the sight opened up here for PRX, with still a late linger from Divide. Slowly creeping his way up mid in towards Vents. Jogamo with just an operator. Needs Leaf to try to do a bit of the heavy lifting here to get them into the site. Leaf himself at risk if Divide just simply turns around. And there's the pre-fire.
Toxin screen down.
Wall to fall, Divide seemingly narrowing down the options. So where his counterpart Viper could be.
Looking for maybe just the full retreat.
Did he spot him? Yes, he has. Cleanup comes through. 3 players surviving. We are tied up 9-9.
Yeah, this is a nice dimensional drift from something. Obviously getting a lot of info, but the way that he tucks himself in at screens catches Trent completely off guard there. Jonah P takes a really nice angle there because he knew the player behind him got revealed by the haunt. He wasn't going to be expected to be that far forward in that corner. Gets a kill because of it, but after that, PRX now starting to rock and roll. And it's going to be at moments we don't need to. Let's make sure we're waiting for the reinforcements, because that's where they were really hot on their attacker side, is when they were coming in 3-4 strong. PRX would challenge them one at a time. It's going to be an early pit.
To be invested for Forsaken, a fake on the TP.
Yeah, just looking to see if he can get a response out of G2, but the discipline from Leaf, very, very good. Jogamo right around the corner with a frenzy. Is that going to be read by PRX? They haven't held this corner yet. It'll be the first time we've seen G2 try to lock down that position.
Footstep gets made. See, for the most part, they're avoiding it for the time being. The Prowlers are going to be committed towards heaven. Jonah P. Step here, now going to be revealed. This Boombot ends up going off. He finds the hit. Jogamo going to be taken down. Divide, able to flush him out. He saw consideration for the Rolling Thunder there for a brief little moment, but it seems like the call comes in. No, it's going to be far too risky, far too costly if we can't convert. So instead, they're going to have to just fight their way back down the ramp. Like they shall. Jing dead, leaves a weapon on the floor, potentially recoverable here for G2. Trent's Prowler gets the spot out. Leaves position noted, pre-fire into the smoke. Eventually a snap need to adjust. We'll find the remaining players as Patman holds down the ramp. PRX not allowing these half buys to find purchase, to find value. They regain the lead by 1. It's another rifle round with just the pit expended in the previous round.
Yeah, now you're going to have the operator again for Jogamo. PRX didn't even run into his side of the map.
Lined up.
That's huge for Patman. Gets the Nightfall off the back of that too. So that's a really nice pickup there for PRX. Divide 1 away from his ult, so he can get the plant down potentially and get that pit right off the rip. Jog, he's going to try to snipe there on the ramp, but Toxic Screen was up. Just has to TP out. Meanwhile, PRX actually spreading the map a bit. Not getting too crazy here, just doing a little bit of fact-finding with some of the Fade util. Just kind of trying to decide how exactly they want to navigate this now. Probably really thinking about those other ults that are going up against them with that Rolling Thunder, with that Nightfall.
Face your fear!
Nightfall could just come out, might just see a Rolling Thunder very quickly here in response, and that's exactly what is going to happen. The PRX anticipate this, they hug back. This Prowler on the chase, quickly cleared out. The moment G2 not fully convinced about this push. Valen blinded up here at backside, sees the TP, but Ching swings the corner and takes him down, keeps Forsaken protected. Divide didn't have it for the player advantage here for PRX. Jogamo again, the operator. How do you get yourself back into this, and do you commit a Nightfall to try to identify these players' positions? Goes into the peak with a flick. It's just a hair off. Reposition comes through and something in behind them! Double pumps the shorty, survives with 6 HP! PRX get up to 11.
Great awareness here from PRX. Realizing that Valen had TP'd behind the box. He wasn't still behind pillars. And Forsaken getting aggressive there on the Omen. Opening up some space in this reposition from something swap over to his trademark shorty. Gets a 3K, and that is huge for PRX. The coordination today starting to look really good, and Trent, some frustration being shown.
It's one of those moments you don't want to hit tab. You don't want to see how much damage you just dealt. Such a narrow margin of error. And something now. The attack off, striking when you least expect it. Clone to try to lead the way. Jogamo not fooled by that. Does manage to quickly trade it back. Sends out a flash to the site. It's already being taken here by PRX, who look to get themselves up the map point.
Out in the open with this plant.
Jing looking for a timing perhaps, but ooh, Jonah P with a belter of a headshot there off the Sheriff. He's able to note and deal with that enemy raise. Patman on the push. Nearly cut in half. Does manage to stay alive. That brings it now into a 3v3.
Welcome
G2.
to my world.
Decent position. Fallon ends up getting taken down. The pit now in play. Just go ahead and try to seal the deal on this. Divide, clip leap there, right in the leg as he goes bounding forward into that pit. Jonah P now, no other recourse but to try to back away and hold on to this operator as PRX look to try to chase him down. Forsaken storming his way through the vents, taps the rope, rides into the top. Jonah P finds the first. Divine wanting to try his luck. Tries to flush him out, but Jonah P will be able to cut him down to size. Unfortunately, is still only at the halfway point to a Rolling Thunder, but the operator does get saved.
Great opener here for something. Patman using that seize into just an aggressive push. You never expect that. The wild play that you see sometimes from PRX, incredible. And it's 7 in a row on this attacker side. One more to close it out here to take their map pick, to take the opening map of the playoffs here at Masters Toronto.
Immediately the rush forward here. Nothing spotted in towards A-Heaven with the dimensional drift. Able to take a note here of Leaf's positioning. Something exiting, teleporting back out with the gate crash. Jogamo holding close. Gets pushed away from the angles. The paint shells fly.
But Devi, I think he knows that Jogamo's back there. Might have heard the TP. They're bringing the rest of the forces over there. Too much resistance at B.
He's got a decent lurk, and then G2 should be aware that they didn't spot him out.
I don't think they're going to be ready for him on site, though. I think they think he's still at screens.
Trying to line up Jing, unable to find it. Shorty, get a bit of damage in. Knocks him down to 31. Devi here in Heaven, quickly going to be backpedaling. As Jogamo throws on the mask. Nightfall is available. Devi able to find one. Jonah P going to be taken down. The Fate in position. Trying to go for this ult send. Sends it out, but it's only going to find the enemy Viper. Leaf, get TP at the back. It's actually Valorant arriving here on site. Leaf, as you say, trying to go for this flank. Ends up blowing down to 32 HP, but Valorant is able to find Devi at the same time. And now the site looking to be in the hands of G2. Something up and over the top, dealt with. It's all on Jing, finds one. Showstopper's gonna be too late. The defuse has already come through. G2 break the win streak. And they persevere as they look for 2 more wins to take us into OT.
Yeah, another big round here for Jogamo with that dimensional drift. And then Leaf striking at the perfect time and doesn't overcommit. Doesn't find a kill, but that's okay. He's still holding this angle, and Forsaken just kind of gets torn between trying to deal with the screen's position or deal with the lurker. And he pays the price for it. And now maybe a timeout.
Not to be seen.
Not to be seen.
Find you.
Still just rely on the players to sort this themselves.
So far, they've been pretty good at it. Been able to find those moments, those adaptations. Trying to use Jing to get a little bit aggressive towards mid. And again, G2 just playing very passive at the early parts of these rounds. It's really, how ready are they going to be for Jogamo's forward position with that operator? Haven't seen this yet. He's holding on the other side of the toxic screen.
Ducks back to try to avoid the boom bot. Will get spotted. Because with a shorty doesn't necessarily indicate the orb, but the flash will certainly go ahead and let them know that the operator is going to be in this position. Paranoia sent, dodged. I thought maybe he'd gotten away from it. Either way, they're not able to play off the back of it. Forsaken just TPing up top here for the moment.
This could be a Vents angle here for PRX. They can suss this out. They know that the Yoru's on site. That might be what they want to avoid.
Fade out from one angle, sees onto the other. Jonah P still a fault line at the ready. The shorty swap, Forsaken. Not checking this, not ready for it. Gets
30
caught,
seconds left.
goes down. Jonah P gets ready to divide, able to go ahead, equalize it at a 3v3. Some spam damage on the Trent, puts him to 33 health as the spike now gets planted by Patman.
Not much util for either side. Paranoia for Valen, flash for something.
As everybody committed into the site. Leaf free reign, they're trying to just walk his way down ramp.
Something has to find value in this corner.
It's hit by the Paranoia, but he's not the player at risk. Divide, finding another, but now it is all on something. Knows Leaf's position, knows he's there above, but Leaf seemingly does not have the read! And this time, OT will not be found. PRX take down G2 on their map pick of split 13. Let's see what happens as, once again, PRX pistols have not been kind to them.
It looks like it might be a full 4v4 scrap here early.
Turns from the flash, Jarmo on the peak, dead. Jing, off to a significantly hotter start this time around, finds that opening frag, and that is a ton of the entry power out of the hands of G2.
Because you have that Yoru, you're able to quickly pivot over to the other side of the map here to match G2's movement.
Instant damage taken there from Valen, Divide with the cleanup. Finds it, and something will get overwhelmed, flanked through the site. Poison Orb lobbed in, and on that peak, Divide ends up losing his life. A 3v3. Go from a very strong start into a bit of a lopsided round now for PRX.
Oh my goodness.
Full stairs push coming through now for G2.
This is madness, but Forsaken and Patman are lined up.
Cluster together, the swing, Forsaken able to tuck back around the corner. Does get stunned there by the fault line, clear on the recon dart, and they have to re-pivot back. G2 quickly evacuating, breaking down the baby door, but already you've got PRX arrived here at upper. Looking to try to take them down. Leaf gets himself a third, the Jing will get 3 of his own. PRX claim their first pistol here in the playoffs.
And this is the side of the map where PRX did so much damage when they were playing Team Liquid. It's crazy to think that these first 2 maps are the 2 maps that went to OT the last time they played. So far, so good. Able to avoid any disasters on split. And they got the pistol, and that's really got them fired up because they need those. They were still able to win split without a single pistol, but it's the buy up here for G2. Stingers and a Sheriff.
They're looking to nullify this. Just take that pistol win away from them. As for now, weapons not being fired. No confirmation on this force-up. Shots here from something. Backpedals, avoids the fault line. Space gonna be taken. Wall does get popped, so Spike cannot be brought forward into the B side quite just yet, but Valen, it's a good amount of space forward there at upper. Sheer wall now gone. Valen gets tucked here at the connector, sends out that Paranoia. Players arriving here from main. Jonah P. Tag down low. He and Lee both eating an immense amount of damage. Trent though finding his timing, swings around the back, collects 2 kills. Something Divide, both gonna be eliminated. The spike is on the floor. Patman's pushing forward. He's catching the timing, but he's also catching a stray headshot. Valen has been to take him down, and this round is looking to go the way of G2. Jing all alone. Too many targets, too many angles. And the force from G2 works its magic.
And early on, they had a great plan to get themselves ahead of the curve, to get past the Vice wall, because they TP past it with Valen and sent another player through. So it kind of keeps PRX guessing a little bit. They have to pause, they have to wait this out. They don't have any information on what's going on. And that just allows G2 to set up for those late lurks, to take that early space. And that's a great call there by Valen and company. And Jing gonna be having the Bucky. A couple Sheriffs otherwise. G2 now looking to play their bonus.
Sees Nan just opens up some space. Orbit gets grabbed. Jing gonna be 2 charges away. Jonah P playing catch up. Trying to get that Rolling Thunder at the ready. Still just the 3 charges thus far. Divide force back. Paranoia flying his way, as well as those relay bolts. Backpedals and something gets caught up over by Waterfall. And try to go on a timing. Does get noted by the enemy breach.
Had a little bit of miscommunication there for PRX. Players trying to make some hero plays.
Sights back towards Waterfall. Forsaken flushed out, and right now G2 are looking to try to make this one a flawless to swing forward, and that Bucky is not going to sing. 4K for Jonah P. That Rolling Thunder now just 2 charges away. G2 gain the lead in flawless fashion.
Yeah, this is just so brilliant from G2. So ready for something to try to make that aggressive maneuver. Jonah P ahead of the curve. It's Patman as well, and a 4K for the Professor. Yeah, that one's got to be a little bit frustrating. But really, I think PRX could have done a little bit more damage there if they're a little bit more patient. Wait for that retake and then flood, but it is what it is. Forsaken going to go for that Odin once again here on this defender's side.
Our player stack as well. As a paint shell lobs in, Jogamo going to be eating a good amount of damage from it. 51. Forsaken is looking to further delay. But Jing ends up being found. Flushed out of the corner. The after shot going to be committed there. Get him out into the open. They're able to collect the kill, so they're an advantage now here for the side of G2. Seems like they are more than satisfied with that on this side of the map, and now look to maybe pivot.
This is classic G2. Just take your profits and move on. You got that one, you don't need to press your advantage.
Toxins going up.
Just leave Leaf to his own devices. Try to win some battles on the extremities. Patman gonna have to clear the drone. Trent, looks like he's gonna try to follow up. Try to pre-fire.
Challenge into this one. Forsaken is already rotated across towards C site, just cycling the smokes there on main. Looking to spray at the ready. The orb grab though, Jonah P. Now 1 away from having that Rolling Thunder online. He's got the spike in hand. And that's going to be a massive post-plant tool here for them.
Read this.
30 seconds left.
Absolutely need to. Fast lane, now going to let them know. Finds the first, something. No Rolling Thunder to be concerned about this round. Has to go out for a little bit of a wider swing, but Leaf eventually is able to find the target. Scooped up. The break of the door. Time starting to dwindle here. Thorns get raised. Look at themselves into the site.
10 seconds left.
Locked in here by the wall, but Patman does manage to find one as Valorant gets taken down. Had to pull up the plan here for a brief moment. Now is able to stick it, but cannot draw his weapon back out fast enough. PRX with 3 surviving will tie it up at 2-2.
Yeah, I love this little change-up of positioning from something. We haven't seen him tuck into that corner quite like that. You know, PRX will leave a player hidden somewhere over on A more often than not. It doesn't get read by G2. I don't think there's any tape of him doing that.
Enemy remaining.
And then it's just great coordination here. That's something PRX is going to need, because G2, you make any mistakes against them, and they will take everything. And it almost looked like maybe G2 was just going to have this great methodical classic round where they work the map, they get the orbs, they find that opening kill.
Retrieving thorns.
They just kind of play for trades the rest of the way, but something had other ideas.
Does not have a weapon. Okay,
you don't
pass
need it.
over.
He's got a rocket. He's fine.
Well, they hand him one all the same. As Forsaken is very much getting bullied out by Trap. Going forward, something trying to take some space here, but losing his head for it. It's a massive advantage now here for the side of G2.
Oh my God. They time the C's here.
Swing out. Jogamo just has him lined up. G2 winning on all fronts. Looking to set themselves up with another flawless. As orb can be passed over to damn near everybody. You've got so many good choices. The pit, the Hunter's Fury, the overdrive. Drone will scout, spots nothing. No one's home. As Divine is going to be rotating off. The call to save has been made.
Definitely the right one. Some head scratchers here for PRX. Something going for that swing onto Jogamo. Had a fair opportunity, but Jogamo really dialed in this round. And then that 2-man push in towards mid. Questionable. Just not really reading the map well there. A lot of times G2 is going to be rotating in force. So unless you're thinking you can catch Leaf in that spot, that's the only way I could see that being the right decision.
Leaf is looking to catch them.
Oh, absolutely.
Not in the most vulnerable positions, though, as the door just force a rotate from Device, so should be able to dance around this as we wait for the spike to go off. So 2 weapons still going to be retained here, it would seem, unless he hits a hell of a shot. But Device, here's the footsteps and stays tucked back. So flawless round. G2 regaining the lead.
Yeah, just really good stuff here from G2. Maybe going to be a timeout. The first one being called by PRX now. It's apt to consider here for both teams.
Ready.
What does the call end up looking like? Able to find a Guardian here for something.
Scanning ahead.
Pretty low on funds. Econ over the top. Not going to spot anything out.
PRX faked the Seek pinch. They sent out the Paranoia and some of that Fade util just to see what the response would be. But G2 is just sitting in spawn. You know, you see this after timeouts sometimes for PRX where they go for those early aggressive plays. G2 very ready for it.
Jogamo noted, identified a little bit here. Behind the wall, will get spotted, but that's about all that's going to be gained here from the Dimensional Drift. Quick little exit from something.
Go, go, go.
TP's back over onto the A site. In the meantime, space being gained as G2 slowly creep their way forward here. 5 players about to be stacked at Mount.
It's a great smoke timing from Forsaken right as they're coming towards C. That could buy them precious extra seconds. Plus there's the Vice Wall on the other side.
Open the backside, rolling that are going to be sent. No one getting hit by that one as the wall holds everybody else back here for the moment. A TP forward from Valorant does get himself into the side as the Nightfall's going to go cross, and that's going to hit damn near everyone. Hit, however, does come through in play. But the Divide swinging out on the timing as that reveal, but cannot find the kill, but Jing has arrived! Lands on top! And that is going to be the plant denied as PRX. The call to action. Looking fantastic from the timeout.
10 seconds left.
Trent will try to see if he can stop this from being a flawless. This round is very quickly wrestled from G2's grasp.
This is a great changeup here. Very nice timeout by Alex for PRX. And that is all about their decision making there with their utility and with their timings. That smoke, again, just buys them a little bit extra time. You know, Divide's already sliding in. This allows you to set up as soon as that pit goes through to just storm into the site. And the rocket found Leaf for Jing. He finds 3 kills there on that retake flood. And that is very, very nicely done. A great Nightfall as well. Great timing there from Patman. Catches almost everybody on G2. This is just an orb grab here for PRX. Nobody home for G2. They're going to be pretty well aware of it, so quick pivot over to B. Oh, what a stunner from something.
Something not clipped by the relay bolt nor the Paranoia. It's one hell of a shot. Again, set entry power. The tip of the spear gone. Throwing that curveball here at G2.
All you're sitting on for ults now is the Hunter's Fury here for G2, so love to save that for the post plan. Forsaken here on a timing, wants to spray, just in case there is a rotate. They're gonna seed the A side over here, our PRX. Not sure if they even hear that drone. Forsaken will sling over to stairs.
Position, maybe try to spray through the wall, but the wall is not raised. And on the Jiggle Peak, we'll be able to spot out a multitude of players. The question is, G2, do they pivot in the connector and try to get a plant down on B? Jing is watching. Swung out wide.
30 seconds left.
Trent is trying to fish for him here. Jing unable to avoid the stun. No swing coming through from Leaf, however. Instead he gets away scot-free, but Balance pressuring forward, able to find one. Leaf now going to be taken down, able to find another before he falls. Punching from behind, and there's the cleanup. The loss of Jogamo in the early stages of the round leaves G2 reeling. They fight back. They're showing their tenacity, but they're just not able to find the round win.
Well, you're seeing an extra little bit of patience here from PRX in these last couple of rounds. You can see Valen scratching his chin a bit, trying to figure out how they're going to deal with this. Some good Paranoia, some good flashes this time. Jing on the point of attack, holding the line nicely to find 2. A great flash and just a smothering here. PRX coming from every direction. Re-clearing that space on A really nicely, or Forsaken in something. Here we go. G2 though, not gonna fall for it.
My ultimate's ready.
Look at this, an immediate pivot over. Everybody was there from PRX. That spam is doing a ton of damage.
Throwing it down to 31. Hunter's Fury sent on the prowl, and Forsaken dead. Trent able to find value there. It's an early kill. That's the smokes that you no longer have to be concerned about.
Tap at the door, try to get some kind of reaction here out of PRX. Throw the smoke as well. Something likes to play up in these a bit.
They're gonna just pop flash and push out of this one. And that's gonna be Valen taken down as, TP out, Jogamo. Is able to find one, overdrive. Escorting forward, finds the headshots across onto Divine. It's just Patman and something with 40 health between the two of them versus 4 players on the side of G2. Seems like as the pendulum swings, we're just gonna be trading back these round wins. Line will not connect, but something just dropping down into the site, instantly noted and dealt with. Jogama with a huge round to keep things neck and neck. As he gets the ping reveal at the end. 4K here for the Neon, 4 rounds for G2. We remain tied up.
Yeah, that's a great momentum swing, a great economy swing here for G2. Able to get themselves right back into the thick of it, using some of those ultimates to great effect. Jogamo, Desk was talking about his Neon, and he's showing you why. He is so highly regarded on that agent. Absolutely destructive with the overdrive. Jing one away from another showstopper though. It's PRX looks to line up for another A-Rubble fight. G2's just been holding back on these, maybe sending Jog out a bit. Oh, Jog
instantly able to find the kill. Forsaken again. First one to fall here for PRX, having a rough go of it. Thinking about it, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, 0 kills, 0-6 and 4 at the moment here on that Omen.
It's been a bit of a struggle for the emotional leader of PRX. Valen goes to check the A site.
Doesn't stick it, just seeing when he can spot out, trying to garner some interest from PRX towards A side. Something trying to make his way around the back here of this team. Spotted onto the leg of Defy. Just flying through, but he's taking so much damage and taken down.
Bring them down.
Valen clearing the Prowler, still watching for this angle, but not able to win the fight. He goes managed to find one, but Patman now flushed out with the swing in. Needs something all alone. Trying to find a little bit of additional impact here, but Leaf holding forward, catches him unawares. And it's G2 now reestablishing the lead.
Yeah, just a little minor adjustment here on this opener for G2. Just look for the pick, throw out some util to make sure that the area around the orb is just not going to be assailable for the players of PRX. And you catch Forsaken trying to hold an angle there just a little bit. Phenomenal work by Jogamo on these entries. Jing does have a showstopper and a Bucky. It's a weaker buy here for PRX. A couple Sheriffs, a Guardian, 2 Buckies. And we've seen PRX try to get Forsaken. Might be trying to TP him forward.
A lot of aggressive space taken off of this one. The wall raised, he's just gonna go pushing forward, finds one, finds 2! Cutting him down, the Paranoia now gonna be sent next onto the 3 remaining players. Aftershock try to create some space, they deny the weapon grab here.
You gotta suspect that Forsaken's gonna walk into this smoke. You just have to suspect it as G2. He's just gonna grab the gun.
Weapon gonna be picked up, juggles it back. Says, I'm more than content to continue playing this with a Bucky. Does eventually backpedal. There's something holding here on the close angle. Looking forward, but Valen, sixth sense tingling there. Decides to back away. Doesn't peek in onto the angle. TP check from Forsaken. Not sure how much was spotted there, but Drone could pretty much tell the story because you're going to be anticipating that all these players are going to be remaining together, but just
what a spot.
Yeah, blind dart through.
30 seconds
Forsaken
left.
does get clipped by that one, but then TP's forward, up into the smoke. Doesn't check down. Gets the reveal on the Valen though. We will be able to hound him down. My God, Forsaken. Gets himself a third, but Jordan being able to fight back for a little bit more, but now finds himself all alone still. Tagged down to 33.
Thrifty.
And as he swoops out Defiant, we'll find the final kill to confirm the MasterCard Thrifty and keep us tied at 5-5.
What a way to get on the board for Forsaken. finds his first 3 kills with a Bucky.
I thought he was going to ace with it.
I did 2 for a second. I thought when he started pushing that corner, I'm like, oh boy, the Bucky ace. This Masters will have everything if he pulls that off. That's a hell of a round for PRX. And we've seen them do that. Usually it's with the judge and a little bit of a stronger buy to back it up that they'll go for that aggressive TP play at the front of A. Do you have a showstopper? Do you have an operator here?
Something. Gonna be looking to see what he can get done outside of C. Slowly pushing up, but Forsaken, okay, well, looks like Bucky is gonna be the answer. Gets himself a rifle, gets himself dead. Off the start of the round once again. Push forward, Leaf, likely favored here on this peak. Something gonna have to be Johnny on the spot, and he is. Woo. Closes out the kill. That's G2 realizing how much lack of control they have on that side of the map. Trent has to have his head on a swivel.
Yeah, you can still expect that maybe Patman.
Oh, Allen. Gun barrel spotted, clips him just through the corner of the wall there at stairs. Vilo in his own right, a clean upper a lot of the times, but just cannot hit that hospital flick. Valen comes up with a second elimination.
The patience paying off for G2 there. Fully expecting that repeak.
Jing similarly could be doing very much the same, and the spray is just off.
No more.
Patman finding one, wide swings out, gets a headshot, but can't get the kill. G2 find themselves with 6-round wins. One more round to go, the half.
Yeah, just G2 so aware of PRX's tendencies. Again, getting those players just far enough out that they can find that opening kill outside of rubble. And then Valen doing a great job, 4K for the IGL. Having a great one, and yeah, I think you got to be a little bit frustrated there. Again, PRX just kind of falling one by one. You have this showstopper, and it's a weak buy. Forsaken, of course, going to double dip into that Bucky again. You know, you can see that G2 very wary of that showstopper. And see if it's going to be pulled here. With Jogamo, that's the last target you want to have. That Neon has the escape ability. Get away. Just a lot of patience being shown this time by PRX. Jiggle Peak spotted.
I'm trying to get a catch, but trying to get the Neon, gonna prove to be difficult, and the showstopper doesn't actually go deep enough. Otherwise, it might have actually been able to find him. The decay was there. Levi, though, pushing forward onto the B side, able to find one. Forsaken comes off with another Bucky elimination. So Spike gets ready to be planted. Trying to be at one, audio list just sending out the flashes. The quick pivot across over towards the C side comes through. Forsaken trying to chase. Has upgraded to a Vandal. Wants to try to catch them off guard. Corner plant, the push forward, right here, into their open arms!
Spike down, C.
Forsaken.
Valen's got his ult.
Playing it so intelligently, and you're right, Valen does have the from the shadows.
Grab the
Wants
spike.
to try to get the shot there on the Jing. He's unable to do so. They know exactly where he's at. Patman on the corner swing. In perfect position, as we are perfectly balanced 6-6 at the half.
Switching
A
sides.
phenomenal back and forth from both of these teams. You have to love the adjustments. You have to love what you're seeing from both squads. Really putting on a good show here. Some great fundamentals, some great individual plays, some great lurking. That is exactly what you wanted out of this matchup.
High stress environment.
Holding those tight angles, finding those kills, and then just dipping without taking any damage himself. That's something PRX has to be aware of, something I saw in some of the VODs that I was watching. It's just how fearsome Leaf can be on this side of the map.
Triple stack in towards B here for G2. Fan out, looks like PRX anticipating some aggression on that mound side. Something in the meantime is just out on a solo mission, has the gate crash set up back over at the spawn. Try to go for a quick exit, but he wants to try to draw some attention.
It's just a timing hit.
Portal closed.
Oh, he's not going to TP. I thought maybe they'd TP, but he's gained so much space. PRX is going to use that instead. They had a couple different options. This is the one they're going to roll with.
But now it's going to be a double re-clear of this tree position here from G2. Want to make sure that they haven't actually lost control of this, but something finds the instant one-tap. Trent backpedaling, trying to stay alive. Something in for the challenge.
Standing ahead.
It's a hit onto the shoulder as Trent gets a spray down on Forsaken, but as he re-swings into backside, Jing is there to collect. Now we go into a 3v3. Spike being planted here by Patman.
Bring them
Bolt
down.
line not available, flashes expended.
Gotta worry about this relay bolt from Jog.
A slide. Val into the paranoia as he gets closer. Boombot.
Gotta go.
Sent, not able to find any damage there. Field coming through. Ching, however, just swinging forward with a frenzy. Looking for a little bit more, but Patman will take the final kill. PRX tie it up 2-2 in pistols, and they gain the lead here in the attack of Lotus.
I love this pistol setup from PRX. It gives them a lot of different options in this round. And it's like, if something doesn't make any contact, we can go back the other way. Otherwise, if he hears something, if he senses something, he has that TP to go over to C that can explode to that site. Something there. Does a nice job. One of the things that G2 does against PRX, they do these little shoulder peeks to try to get them to pre-fire, and he actually holds and waits for the re-peek from Leaf. Takes him down. Nice try by Trent. Did a good job, and it is another force buy here from G2.
PRX have to be banking on this.
Right here.
Any other assumption would be a very foolish and incorrect one. This Forsaken playing around trying to drum up some interest. Keep the stack over towards C. In the meantime, backpedaling over towards the rope. Jing going to be collecting the orb. Halfway mark to having that first showstopper of the half online.
No charges.
Leaf gets shoved back here for the moment.
Just going to try to get a little bit deeper. So he can find a good angle for that Marshall.
Oh.
Whew.
Very close to being able to find that. Just a hair off as the push gets ready to come through. Patman going to be paranoid up, but something's got the covering fire as he slides back around the corner. Flash now connecting. Read the name, don't look at the image. Trying to follow the action. Leaf able to find one, slides down into drop. Jonah P will lose his life, and it's now this Leaf, who was previously noted, cleaned up. PRX this time, not dropping the anti-eco, the force buy from G2. Only finds a single kill.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that G2 dipped into that well twice. That is dangerous stuff. Giving PRX a huge economic advantage to start this second half. And that is a great find from Something, right as Jogamo's trying to dash in. This is what you need from Something. That sniping is his calling card. That and shorties. He needs to be impactful in that role. He needs to get those first kills going. He's going to be backed off by the relay bolt.
Shoved away, and he's going to push forward. Finds one in Trent. Trying to collect that orb, but Jogamo will be able to collect the kill. Pushes forward, and that's going to be a solid amount of information gained, given that you do have Leaf lingering there outside of B. So this tells them everyone from PRX is going to be pushing forward into the C site where Valorant is waiting to try to hold the line. Crunch from behind, getting ready to come through. Noise going to be made. Now going to be noted as Jogamo is all by himself. The sheer wall outdoing the two-person flank.
Let's see if they're ready. Tight angle being held here by Jonah P.
No prowlers. He's going to have to check the old-fashioned way, and Jonah P is holding just a little bit too high. Shot whizzes right over Jing's head. They're gambling onto the correct side of the map here. Leaf with a Bucky. What kind of position can he get in is the question. Seems like it's just going to be a backside affair. Shot flying, but still too much distance. Cannot find that kill. PRX looking to move up by 3 rounds.
So many of the little things here for PRX that they're doing much better than we saw in that first half in the Swiss stage. Can Valen get any more damage done? Patman on the hunt. Patman's got him with the stinger. PRX goes up 9-6.
Still waiting.
Able to hold on against the force buy of G2. Claim the follow-up. They're looking good to start.
And now my question is, I mean, you've been bringing this Marshall out, something he's got a ton of money. So you go for an operator on the attack. It caught G2 off guard on split. It was instrumental in them getting that massive streak going, getting over the line.
Definitely a situational pick for Something is getting that operator going, but you have a showstopper here.
Not doing it yet.
Now, this is a B call through and through. They're going to try to barrel in here.
Prowler doesn't actually get the catch there on the Leaf. Drifted back to the right a little bit too soon. Showstopper, does he check for it? Nope. And that is going to be Leaf absolutely tearing them asunder. Damage down onto Patman as well. He's able to get away from the snake bite, but that is going to be a player advantage as well as health advantage. Very much in G2's hands.
You would think without the Prowler checking that angle that maybe someone would be aware, but they were fully committed to the top of site.
I mean, I think it's just a minor miscommunication as well as a minor mechanical mistake there from Batman, not setting the Prowler harsh enough into the corner. Now sets up for a very difficult clutch position here for PRX if they want to continue. Otherwise, G2 looking very good to close the gap. Get themselves up to 7. Forsaken, I feel like he's going to stick around here. Late linger, try to get a flank going.
We're going to get a Nightfall off of this.
Oh, the push from Leaf coming through, and Leaf just so on top of things.
30 seconds left.
Gets himself a 3K, the spike will get planted, and now that Nightfall way less likely to be seen in this round.
Yeah, I think this should be a hold unless somehow somebody gets a huge 2K.
No connection from the fault line. Devi swung out wide in a risky spot. Gets timing. Trent able to find it. Patman further whittled away at, and Leaf starts around as a monster, ends it as one. 4K for him. Breaks this minor little streak here from PRX. G2 with themselves back on the horse. Keep damn near everyone alive.
Yeah, this is just one of those rounds where one unchecked angle basically ends the round before it even starts. To make matters worse, you threw a showstopper into that and didn't get any value out of it. That's troublesome for PRX. And the buys are going to be mostly good. Patman had to buy down to a Bulldog. And it's going to be the full buy now. Again here for G2. Pit available for Leaf. Let's see what he wants to do with that, if he even wants to invest it. Maybe off the rip one. Yeah, Jog knew right away.
Immediate back pedal.
Nope.
Flash sent out. PRX in control here for the moment. Sheer wall set up. In case anybody goes on a deep little lurk.
Actually going to use the TP deep towards A.
Flash of the Pumbaa going through, and something with the some swing. He's able to find Jonah P. Immediately, Dimensional Drift going to be going out. Jogamo going to be taken down as Forsaken finds him over outside of stairs. Spraying across, Balance dead. Trent trying to push the smoke, but Jing's already there.
Screen down.
Spike planted.
The sheer wall, noted Leaf. Devi looking for him. The headshot does come in. I mean, Leaf still demanding respect, but still had far too much put on his plate. He falls to the wayside, and PRX prevent G2 from building up momentum as they hit double digits.
Love the way that they're exploding here. Once they make some contact with the Prowler, with the Boombot, and then it's just everybody heading to the site, and immediately alt gained, alt popped for something to check in towards B and C link. And then the rest of the players very aware of the space that he's not checking, ready for that top spot. And they overwhelm G2. And Valen looking very befuddled right now. This is the team that has handled...
To prevent this momentum build-up here from the side of PRX, can't just bet on another PRX TL situation occurring once again.
Nope.
Didn't happen on Split for you.
Seemingly a different PRX today.
So once again, G2 pushing forward, this time committing to the rubble control, and will be able to force the aura away. The pit immediately going to be invested here from Leaf, looking to try to make them reroute, and the Hunter's Fury similarly trying to catch them on the entry. The PRX, they do okay, manage to grab the orb, but Batman just gets struck down. Dawn kill, top of the door, Forsaken quick to reposition. Grabs the spike, but for now, G2 in control. We have these players siphoned over towards the A site where Valen still sat here on top of rubble just with the Stinger, but if anybody can get value at that range, of course is going to be him. Doctor try to whittle away at them. TP4, the paranoia is there, but Trent is there a little bit faster. Valen now on the repeat, gets his vision back. He's able to find Forsaken. Jing just with a 1 kill in reply. Gets knocked down to 37 HP.
Jing immediately checking their flank. Sometimes G2 will make quick rotations. If there's any space open on the map, this may already be sort of a save position here for PRX. We'll have to see.
30 seconds
That
left.
spike out in the open, no smokes to utilize. It's dangerous. Devi does grab it, but I don't know. There's just not enough time.
Yeah, with 20 seconds remaining, no information of what awaits them beyond the doors. We'll just stay clustered together, hold on to these weapons. Economy on the rest of the players
10
otherwise
seconds left.
decently strong for G2 though. Very much a must-win round as they go ahead and have 4 players surviving off the back of Trent's timings. It's being so damn clean. G2 bringing now just 2 rounds separating.
And Trent, just such a good player. You know, obviously so well known for his Teo. One of the best on the planet at that agent in the previous patch. But here, back on the Sova, his old quintessential agent. He's stepping in and finding value when he needs to. Valen up on top with a stinger, doing some real damage. But that's just a classic round there from G2. Take A rubble control, you pop the pit on the other side, and you force your opponents into some really tough decisions to make because you don't have any map control. You're gonna have to find ways to fight out of it. PRX here already spamming Valen off that angle. Want to take Mound. They have successfully done so apparently. 3 players of G2 on the B site. They're gonna use the drone to clear. Maybe heard here. Either side of PRX, in fact, they're gonna be the ones to open the door. G2 backing off. They don't like the lack of vision that they have. They were just trying to play for a pinch, I believe, on the Mound. PRX continued in that direction. Now PRX has that Nightfall. Jing close to a showstopper. They can clear open the site pretty well. Here they go.
Into the site for free, relatively cleanly. G2 playing back, playing respectful. Clone eating the shots. Paranoia, however, connecting on the multiple players. Shove them back.
Face your fear.
G2 try to get clustered together. Nightfall, I think gonna be a bit of a whiff here.
That's what that push out was for.
Going onto the corner, Relay Bolt gonna be connecting something. Pretty much stuck here in position. And Jogamo cleans up too. Pacific doing his damage to try to keep his teammate protected, but he cannot make it happen. The slide in divide. Cuts down the Neon, but Trent finds Jing up over top of the box. A 2v4 now. Has to swing out, and Patman's only gonna be good for 1. Fault line does not connect. As Divide tries to split his aim. G2 continuing to run this back 2 rounds in a row. 1 round separating from tying it up.
G2 masterfully dodging that Nightfall was so impactful in that round. And then anticipating the crossfire setup that something got stuck into. Forsaken had to come to try to bail him out. And they're so ready for it. And the double swing there. Nice little jiggle peek from Jonah P as well. Really well thought out and coordinated by G2. Understanding what that aggressive push out by PRX.
Over towards A.
This is a critical round for PRX.
Try not to die.
They're spending a lot of money here.
Time to jump.
Even buying up to a Guardian for something. A lot of half armors.
Cover going out.
Have to try to find ways to get this done. Jing! Oh, that was so close.
Bounds across in towards the corner. Swings out. Valen continuing the challenge here, continuing to try to find that kill. One's going to be cleared. Valen will concede the angle. Allows for Jing to stay alive here for the moment. Tap at the door, gate crash back into a lobby. It's like PRX trying to see if they can catch somebody along the sight line. Speaking of which, Jogamo up at the ready, swings in. It's going to be a quick 1-for-1. As Forsaken does get the headshot to answer back. The Neon on the floor. 4v4. Jing though, just 32 health. Spike in hand here for Patman. They juggle it over. The answer's going to be no, so Showstopper not going to be built up, but
Right here.
a rare little oopsie from Trent on the shock dart.
Spike planted.
Unable to find an initial chip value.
Vice Wall gets tripped. It's going to let him know that there's a lurking player. Should be Divide's responsibility.
Toxins going up.
It's going to come down to timing for Leaf.
The haunt scent, nothing spotted. 2 starting to push forward, but Divide at the ready. Gets rid of the flanker, the time starting to dwindle, the swing out, the instant headshot into the spray down. Trent answering back though, trying to carry them forward. Jing at 32 HP. As they're frantically hunting, trying to spot them out. But they have them surrounded, they have them split. And PRX's timeout delivers another round win. 11-9. They deny G2 the tied scoreline.
And it's a little bit similar to their pistol round, where they're going to use something early to get to that tree door to open it, but this time he TP's back. They go for a stacked push, and that's a great call because they're able to shut that operator of Jogamo down and open up the site for themselves. Just some great ring around the rosy here. Forsaken and Jing in lockstep there. That duo, so good together. Played together for so long.
Side forward, Jogamo. An aggressive play takes Jing out of the equation. That's that showstopper once again, not needing to be a concern. Players bounding through the door. Trails telling the story here for Devi. He will just stay in position just in front of B. Something pushed up forward, finds one,
Huge.
gets his, gets out.
You can see with this Vice Wall, they were playing to B or C the whole time. And G2 has completely misread it, expecting.
Is in so deep.
Yeah, they were expecting PRX to go to A again, to try to double down into what had been working. But PRX wisely changing up strategies here. And they're gonna have info on the lurk potentially, and this is gonna have to be pretty pacey from G2. It's gonna take them a long time to get to the other side of the map.
Both teams just worlds apart. Curious and Forsaken tries to send them from the shadows, go for a scout here, but now the sheer wall is there, cuts him off. Players split. Something looks like he's gonna go sliding forward towards that one-way smoke. Steel guarded, sent here in anticipation. We'll find the weapons of the two on the opposite side of the door. Recon gonna be cleared out. This fault line does not connect onto something. Aftershock, he's already swung out forward. He's already got the headshot, goes for the something swing. And it works, it's magic. PRX up 12-9. One away from knocking G2 into the lower bracket.
This is just really good calling from PRX. Round-to-round changes are absolutely befuddling G2. They're seeing a very different PRX today. It isn't just full-on early committals. The first side of contact not always going to be where PRX is going to go. Something with these early lurks on the Yoru have been giving them fits. And G2 is going to pop what could be their final time out of the match.
And that is something that we were not seeing.
He's always seemingly good for one.
He has been. But that thrifty impact, that forced buy, hasn't been getting as much value for G2. It needs to right here, or it's all going to come to an end. Outlaw in the hands of something. TP, top of rubble. Opts to not stick around, doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Backs off, and they're able to avoid the gamble here from G2. Plant will provide a nightfall for Patman. Showstopper at the ready for Jing. The Rolling Thunder out the door, looking to shove them back. Smoke gets cycled in, but the Hunter's Fury able to find its value. Forsaken's gonna be taken down, Showstopper lobbed in to no avail. Something does manage to find one, Jonah P gonna be traded out. In the end, as the dust settles, it's a 4v4. But G2 have successfully staved them off.
Yeah, this Outlaw, there's three players left with 50 armor, so it isn't gonna kill anybody in one shot except Valen. So this buy, see if something can still get value out of it. Another great lineup there by G2, just pushing for that space to get the easy angle with the Hunter's Fury onto that choke point that PRX is trying to force their way through, but it's going to be a spot onto something.
He's by himself. Leaf trying to reposition. Favors his chances if he goes for this push.
Left.
On the closer angle. Something looking for the second shot. Wow. Able to find him in the end. In the head is Jogamo, similarly tearing them apart. Outside of A, the swing in, Devi winning the fight. But the time is just not quite there.
Enemy remaining.
Will get the pick, and that is going to be the round over. Nothing more that something could do. Just 2 HP. G2, they will scrape by with a win. They find their stability. The ult usage is perfect. And now they need 2 more rounds to take this into OT.
This is a great call here from G2. Willingly giving up space on C to set up for this ult combo. It works a treat, and then just PRX just kind of not accounting for somebody being at the door. And yeah, they're just walking right by it, not even checking it. And that's a tilter for sure. You're also giving G2 the ability to get some guns into this round. They get a little bit of their economy back. Leaf is going to have a judge. Paper X is yeah, a little bit scattered.
Stinger and a Bulldog in the mix, plenty of half armors. It'd be a great time for Jogamo to try to go for that Outlaw, but wants to play pacey. Speaking of which, Dimensional Drift immediately sent here from something. Bounding out of it, Shorty's in hand, he finds Jonah P. Jogamo taken down by Jing. Trent pushing forward, able to find one, but he's quickly overwhelmed. A 2v4 with Leaf for the judge. It's Valen fighting one, fighting two, fighting three. Valen! The captain, the IGL, the Omen God, looking to keep them in it, and he has it! The 4K, the dominance! As we are one round away from being taken to overtime.
Another just round where it feels like Paper X has a good opportunity, and then one position that they can't beat. One by one, they swing. One by one, they fall. And Valen steps up, and that's got G2 right back into it.
All it has taken to change a map for G2 has been that one play, that one clutch from one player. We saw it from Jogamo turning the tides on Abyss versus T1 at Bangkok. Valen is hoping that he has done very much the same here for his team as they look to get this into OT.
Right here.
One away from the Steel Garden for Divide.
Go peeking, Jogamo able to spot out multiple players.
He's got that overdrive to boot. That is so scary. Saw what he can do with it earlier.
Blind spray out. No contact found, Patman. He's forced to tuck back here for the moment. Tap on the door, Jing. One blast pack, the judge in hand. Boombot to try to check. Jogamo pulls off the angle. They look to back away, but a lot of this is on Divide. Spike being planted, finds the first, but he doesn't anticipate the second layer. Turns back, identifies it, but still loses his life. Something at the same time, able to find Jogamo. And that's going to be a player advantage here for the side of Paper X. Hasn't meant a ton for them in these past couple rounds, but the paranoia will stave them off here for the moment. The two-player split, Valen, Trent, in through tree, Jonah P. Checking stairs, watching for a late wraparound. Forsaken on the push, is able to find Valen, traded out. Patman holding close, finds it, and it's all down to Trent, and he cannot make it